Hi guys, it's Karen. Welcome to another video, and if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing before you leave and hit the notification bell. And today I have this beautiful palette by E.L.F. This is the Bite Size Sugar Cream and Sugar eyeshadow palette by E.L.F. I just got it recently and okay, that was wonderful. I put my thumb directly in the gold one. Yep, these are the colors. Let's swatch them for a second. So this is the light shade here. Well, you can hardly see that on me because it's kind of my skin tone, and this is the shimmery gold one, which looks beautiful, and then the shimmery bronze one is next to it, and the dark brown, which is here. Yeah, and these are the shades, and of course, as I said, you can hardly see the first color because it's very light. For me, it matches my skin tone. But this is the palette. Now, I created 4 looks using this palette. Now we're going to jump and see the looks, and then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. Look number 1, using this E.L.F. Bite Size eyeshadow Cream and Sugar. This is it. This is how it looks like. Brown and neutrals, and I'm going to start with this shade on my crease, starting with this lightest shade in the palette. So I'm starting with this shade, just taking out a flat brush and applying it in my crease. Very light shade. This is a matte color. And it looks like I didn't apply anything, but because it's very light, it's kind of my skin tone, so you can't really see that on me. I'm going to take from the darkest shade in the palette and add it to the outer corner of my eye, like that, tapping. And on the other side as well. Maybe I needed to take a different kind of brush, maybe a flat brush. Okay, better. So I'm just adding it to the outer corner of my eye, a basic dark brown. Nothing really special about it. Let's take this shade here next to the brown. It's a shimmery shade, and let's add it to the crease, to the middle of the crease. Just tapping it to the middle of the crease, like so. And I'm going over a tiny bit to the brown to kind of mix them together. Like so. Now I'm taking another finger and using this shade here, the gold shade, and applying it to the inner part of my lid, so it will brighten everything up. Like that. Okay, let's add some more from this shade here. I feel like I lost it somewhere. Lost in translation. Okay, let's take a buffing brush. Yeah, let's take a buffing brush and look at this. The swatches are magnificent. And I'm just taking a buffing brush, kind of going over, so it will look seamless as much as possible. Yep. Now I'm going to take a flat brush, a smaller flat brush. I'm going to take the dark brown and add it to the lower lash line. Just like that. And on the other side as well. Okay, this is it. And well, let's add some more of the gold to the inner corner of my eye. A very bright shade. Okay, this is the final look. I'll just add some mascara and I will be right back and show you the final result. I'm back with mascara and I use my Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. And I'm just going to add some color to my lips with this lip oil by Colourpop in the shade Bengal. Yeah. Much better. Okay, so this is the final look using this bite size called Cream and Sugar. This is it. This is the look I created. Okay. This is it, and I'll see you in a few seconds for look number 2. Well, look number 2 using Cream and Sugar by E.L.F. This beautiful palette. Let's begin. And I'm taking the lightest shade as a transition shade, same as I did for look number 1. Let's see how many looks I can create from this palette. So this is look number 2. Oh, I forgot. Guess what I did forgot? I forgot my paint pod. So just take the MAC paint pod in the color Soft Ochre. Yeah. And apply it all over the lid. So these shadows will have something to stick on, especially the shimmers need something to stick on. So I feel that without the eye primer it just doesn't work well. So I added the eye primer and we'll do it again. And I'm taking the lightest shade again with a crease brush and applying it above my crease, just like that. Yeah, so If you will hear noises of children, then it's my kids. Have friends over, so they're talking and babbling and yada yada yada. And well, I can't tell them to stop, right? Okay, so that was the transition shade, and now I am going to apply this beautiful caramel color all over the lid with my finger, and do it like that. So again, caramel color all over the lid, just like that. What a beautiful color, but it's prettier as a swatch on my finger than on the actual lid itself. And I just added the eye primer, so when I didn't add any powder to the eye primer, so okay, let's take the other shade, this beautiful pearly shade here. You can see that? Yep, so I'm taking this color on a clean finger and applying it to the outer corner, just to give it some oomph. It's not performing as I wanted, as I wished it would. Let's try again. Like that, and on the other side as well. Yeah. Okay, what do you think? Yeah, that's pretty. Now let's swatch these two and look how pretty they look as swatches. Well, I just showed them, I guess, to you when I did look number one, if I remember correctly. But look, they're beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful, but as you can see, they are more beautiful on my hand than on my eyelids. Okay, so this is look number two. I'll just pop in some mascara. I'm using my Tony Moly, this called Double Needs. I'll just pop in the mascara and I'll be right back. So this is the final look with mascara on. Very, very soft, very, very appropriate for the office, very light. So this was look number two. Okay, look number three. So I'm going to take again this light shade here as my transition shade. It's the only one we have, and there's a lot of fallout, so take that into consideration. Now I'm going to add to it a tiny bit of the dark brown at the end. Tiny bit of the dark brown here on the same brush and to the crease. To give it a bit more definition. See? Tiny bit. Just touching it. It's very pigmented. The brown is very, very pigmented. the dark brown. So I have to be very careful. Dipping again. I'm just creating depth on above the crease. Just like that. I'm just taking a flat brush and I'm adding from the dark shade. It lost its shape. I don't know how it happened. Look what happened to it when I washed it. This is strange. Okay, I'm going to take with the flat brush a tiny bit of the dark brown to the outer corner. And on the other side as well. And same shade, inner corner. Kind of a halo, I guess. Tiny bit of color. This one is very pigmented, so don't take too much. It's better to build it than to take a lot of color the first go. And the transition shade helps me to close it in all ways, so I'm just taking my blending brush and blending it away tiny bit, not too much. Now if it looks patchy like mine, it doesn't really matter because we're going to cover it with the lightest shimmer shade. Yeah, this shade here. Just taking with my finger and tapping it in the middle. Very pigmented, as you can see. Beautiful. I don't know, I think it's a champagne color. Now I really have to take the buffing brush. Look, the edges here are not perfect, but look at this beautiful shade. Okay, amazing shade. I'm just going to go over my buffing brush just so everything will look as seamless as possible. No harsh lines. Like that. Re-dipping to the dark shade with an angle brush and adding it to the lower lash line. Just to the outer corner. Like that. And on the other side as well, as close as I can to the waterline. Like that, and that's it. I'm just going to pop in some mascara. What happened to my voice? I'm going to pop in some mascara. This is my Tony Moly Double Need, and I'll be right back. Popped in some mascara and also just lipstick by E.L.F. This is the Lipstick Duo. I don't know the shade name, but this is the final look. I think it turned out beautifully. I'm going to start with the lightest shade and darkest shade on my crease. I'm just taking from the lightest and tiny bit of the dark and adding it to my crease. I found that the light one on its own is not enough because it's kind of my skin tone, so it's not performing as I want to. So I'm just adding it to the crease. Like so. Again, tiny bit from the dark and more from the bright one. Okay, so we have the crease. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and dip into the dark shade. This time I'm going to add it to the inner corner. Take some more. It's turning out really, you have to build it up. You're not going to get an oomph of color from the first time. You really have to work it out. So inner corner dark. I don't mind that it's not perfect. I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to take the gold shade here on my finger and apply it to the rest of the lid. Just like that. Just tapping it to my lid, like so, and on the other side as well. That's it. Add some more. I think that with a wet brush it would be better. This side, I don't know, it's not working out. Of course I added my MAC paint pot in soft ochre a minute before or a second before I applied my makeup, my eye makeup. Okay, that's satisfactory. Look at this beautiful bronze goldy color. Yeah. Look how pretty it is on my hand and on my eyelid. Not so much. Maybe I will take a different kind of brush. Maybe with the brush it will do better than with my finger. Okay, better. Now I'm going to take the angle brush and add from the dark side to the outer corner of my eye. Just like that, just the outer corner on the other side as well. This is a simple angle brush. should have looked in the mirror and not in the camera. And I'm going to take from the lightest shade in the palette, the lightest shimmer, the gold one, and add it to the inner corner of the lower lash line. Like that. Yep, and add a tiny bit more to the inner corner. Yep, this is beautiful. Okay, this is it. I'm ready. Okay, so I'm going to pop in some mascara. I'm using my Maybelline Colossal Big Shot, and I will be right back. This is the final look. I think it turned out beautifully. What do you think? Do you like this look? Well, I'm biased, I guess. Okay, so this is the final look. Well, it's time to give you my thoughts about this beautiful E.L.F. bite-sized palette called Cream and Sugar. And every time I'm opening it, I have a difficulty to open it because I don't have any long nails in the thumb. So, but I think this is the only minus I have to say about this palette. I love it so much, and I created beautiful looks using this palette. And these are the swatches, and I think this palette is very good, and especially for the price. Okay, let's try and zoom in. Come on, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Yep. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So these are the swatches again. I love this palette. This is a perfect palette. I love it so much. It has everything you can need. You have, why am I closing it every time? I don't know. You have a very light matte shade, you have a dark brown matte shade, you have two shimmers, a light gold and a bronze shade, and they're creamy, very easy to work with. Is a lot of fallout, but if you, the matte, I'm talking about the two mattes, but if you are aware of it, it's no biggie, especially the light one. No problems there. The dark one, you just have to tap off the excess and then you have no problem, or do your eyes before the rest of your face. This is also another option, but I can create looks, beautiful looks, using this palette. And at the end of the day, the looks kind of stay. They're not 100% as good as the ColourPop, for example, which is also relatively affordable, but you know, for $3 you get the job done, and by the end of the day you can still see the look that you created, and I love them very much. I think this is a beautiful palette, beautiful shades, very neutral. You can create, you know, several looks. I mean, you can't create tons of looks because there are only 4 shades, but for the 4 shades that you have here, they're good. The mattes are very good. The dark brown is very pigmented. The light shade is usually for the crease, and I love using this in the inner corner, and the bronze is also very beautiful and very good for an everyday look, or if you go to the office. a very casual look. So big thumbs up from me to this cream and sugar palette. I love it and I'm so glad that I got it. Finally I was able to buy it. I heard so many good things about these bite size. I already tried the Berry Bad, and if you watched my previous video you know that I didn't really like it, but this one is really good. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll know that you appreciate the hard work that I am putting in. Not really, just the editing. I hate editing, and this is a video that is harder to edit, but I enjoy it. I hope that you too. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, write down something in the comment section down below, and that's it. I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye.